All right, let's talk about something truly surprising. We're going to dive into how a pretty small country developed a giant, world-beating appetite for a certain frozen treat. Yep, we're unpacking how New Zealand became the undisputed ice cream capital of the world.
So let's just start with this one number, 28.4 liters. That is how much ice cream the average New Zealander, or Kiwi as they're called, eats every single year. We're talking over 60 pints per person. Just let that sink in.
And to really put that into perspective, check this out. It makes Kiwis the absolute world champions of ice cream eating. I mean, they eat almost 8 liters more than Americans do, and a whopping 10 liters more than their neighbors over in Australia. No contest.
So what's the deal? Why the obsession? Well, the answer is this amazing story that mixes in tradition, a bit of innovation, and some seriously delicious science. It's a story that's really baked into Kiwi culture, and it all starts with one iconic flavor. It really does all begin with a national treasure, Hokey Pokey. You know, for a lot of Kiwis, this flavor is so much more than just a dessert. It's like the taste of summer, of being a kid. It's pure nostalgia in a cone.
And what's amazing is how simple it is. It's just plain vanilla ice cream with little crunchy bits of honeycomb toffee mixed in. But somehow, this simple combo has become this huge symbol of Kiwi culture. It's actually the country's second most popular flavor, right behind plain vanilla.
The modern version we all know and love has a pretty clear origin story. Back in 1953, this guy named Brian Simon got an idea. He'd seen a candy-flavored ice cream in America and thought, I can do that. So he started mixing broken-up Cadbury's Crunchy Bars into vanilla ice cream, and boom, a legend was born. It's just a classic bit of Kiwi ingenuity.
Okay, but what about that honeycomb toffee? How does it get that perfect, airy crunch? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a super fascinating chemical reaction that you could literally see happen in your own kitchen. All you need is a common baking ingredient and some heat.
So here's the cool science behind it. You add baking soda to super hot sugar, and that heat triggers a chemical reaction. The baking soda releases all these tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. Then, as the toffee cools down really fast, those bubbles get trapped inside, and that's what creates that light, crunchy honeycomb texture that is so good.
But listen, the story doesn't just end with a classic flavor. Not at all. Today, the ice cream scene in New Zealand is just exploding with creativity. We're talking about a whole new world of award-winning flavors that go way beyond the traditional scoop.
And this is just a tiny taste from the recent New Zealand Ice Cream and Gelato Awards. I mean, look at this list. You can really see how much the whole industry has grown up. We're seeing everything from these really sophisticated flavors like cucumber and yuzu to rich, globally inspired stuff like a mango lassi vegan gelato or a spiced biscuit gelato.
And this quote from the chief judge of the awards just says it all, right? It's not just about eating a ton of ice cream anymore. It's about a culture that is genuinely passionate about making world-class ice cream, always pushing the boundaries of quality and creativity.
But, you know, this passion for quality and for sharing food isn't just about ice cream. To really get the full picture, we need to zoom out a little and look at a couple of other icons from New Zealand's really unique food culture.
A real cornerstone of New Zealand's food identity is the hangi. It's a traditional Maori way of cooking where food is cooked underground for hours with heated rocks and steam. It's often saved for special occasions, and it's a huge community event. The food comes out unbelievably tender, with this smoky, earthy flavor that you just can't get anywhere else.
And of course, you cannot talk about Kiwi desserts without bringing up the legendary Pavlova. Now, Australia might want to argue about it, but Kiwis are very proud to claim this meringue dessert as their own. Just like ice cream, it's a staple at family celebrations, especially at Christmas, when it's just piled high with whipped cream and tons of fresh fruit.
So, what does a country's favorite food tell you about its people? From the communal hangi that brings everyone together to that perfect scoop of hokey pokey on a warm summer day, maybe New Zealand's food culture shows a deep love for simple pleasures, for shared experiences, and a real knack for turning everyday things into something really, really special.